What's wrong with you guys? When is this gonna end?
Hi, I'm Chuck Norris. This tape makes it possible for me to give you a private lesson right in your own home. Aerobics will make you lean, but I'm going to make you lean and mean. So let's get started with your private lesson. Always maintain a very erect position, looking confident, feeling confident. Roll the fingers in, lock the first two fingers with the thumb. Break, and then shatter. Back. Break, shatter. By that. Break, shatter. Then back. Then come here, kick, and she breaks the nose, and then shatters it right in here. That's why she's in the front row.
My name's Buddy.
Guys, big show. New sponsorship opportunity. We're on a trial basis with the legendary Chuck Norris. If we can maintain an erect position, break and show. I saw a couple of people. I know I was doing it. Forget Billy Blanks and Tybo. Chuck Norris is the GOAT of the home video Stay in Shape series. So if we have a positive.
She gave a face, right? She gave a little face, when he mentioned her,
Oh yeah. There was a lot of animosity. There's a lot of sexual energy and a lot of animosity between those performers.
You pay Chuck Norris when he sponsors you.
That's exactly right.
Well, that's how it normally works.
Oh, that's got to be early '90s. Like I didn't have it dated, but
so before Walker, right? Before he.
Ooh, that's a great question. It might be. It might be. Because then remember he had Total Gym. Remember Total Gym, which is basically like an ironing board and some cables that you could move around. And Christy Brinkley was in the you guys, I feel like I'm talking into a void when I'm talking infomercial 101. You didn't know who Susan Powder was. Lady Cleo, Miss Cleo. You know who this is, Jose?
Yes.
Oh, Miss Cleo.
All right. We do know this one. All right.
No.
Fair enough. All right. Well, listen, we're going to do a whole Surface Noise episode just about infomercials. Forget the records. Forget Record Store Day. Vinyl Me Please. It's going to be all about the infomercials. All right. Well, I know there's got to be some infomercial love in the chat. Let's see who's joining us this evening. Kendall, the Spin Doctor and his Vinyl Mayhem says Walker started in 92.
Oh my gosh.
Which would make sense. I mean, what a time to be alive with. You had Walker, Texas Ranger, and then what was the one with Don Johnson and Cheech? Nash Bridges?
Marine?
The Lone Star? No.
No, I think it was it was on CBS. Cheech
Nash
shaved
Bridges.
his mustache. Yeah, he totally sold out. He wasn't doing drugs anymore, shaved his mustache. Don Johnson. I mean, incredible.
Damn, I can't remember, but I know what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah. Nash Bridges. That's where it's at. Everybody's Kung Fu fighting. That's right, Richard. That's right. Actually, well, stay tuned. I got a whole bank of these things ready for the new season of Surface Noise. We're getting sponsors galore, and you wouldn't believe some of the people who came out of the woodwork to sponsor this program. Disco Devil Alex says, when Chuck Norris slices onions, the onions cry. Accurate. Oh, Groove Seeker's throwing one in here. Apple used to pay Chuck 99 cents every time he downloaded a song. Impressive. Oh, here we go. Michael Lord, Jesus, I thought you were going to say, quote, if we can maintain an erection. Well, there's two versions of that video, Michael, and I'll let you figure out what they said in the other one. There's the Too Hot for TV edition. Stop the insanity, Joel. That's right. Stop the insanity.
What happened to Joel? Wasn't he around here?
Well, hang on. Listen, we're trying to have some mystery, an air of mystique.
Oh,
I got the walk. See, Jose, I got the walk-up music and everything, and now you just gave away the lead. This is why sponsors are leaving us left and right. We just can't even put it together.
When you're at church, you have to talk about Jesus. So,
well, this is true. Good evening, Gabby. Excited.
when Joel is
This-
around.
This is enthusiasm. Gabby says excited for today's episode. That's what we need. We need more of that. Wyoming Dave, always
It's called
excited.
denial. It's called denial.
Wyoming Dave is always excited, and just like Chuck Norris, he's always in the erect position. Figure it out. Figure it out.
Can you show Vinyl Kicks' comment? Did this actually
Vinyl-
is that her Miss Cleo? Was that her
Yeah, it was that her tagline or catchphrase. I think
Yeah.
so. It's been a minute. Because that one always aired after midnight. There was some kind of
Yes.
law that when it was some kind of future prediction stuff, they had to. And then the ad time past midnight was always cheaper. Set it and forget it. See, Kevin gets it. Me, myself, and my vinyl. He's on I think it was a lacrosse trip. Did I see this lacrosse trip? And you're still tuning in to this program. Kevin, that's the spirit. We need more of that. Sean, the Vinyl Dreamscape is here. Good evening.
John.
Mazzy and Kimbo are getting to slosh time. It's Thursday. It's got to be Thursday somewhere. Getting ripped up. Fluffy. All right. Matthew McConaughey. I like what you did there, sir. Brian, Music Man's here. This is a guy in my area. Let's not forget Becky Queen of Carpets if we were talking infomercials. Yes. This is a St. Louis thing, and that, Brian, I think we're going to put this is a must. You haven't lived the infomercial life until you've seen Becky Queen of Carpets and Wanda Princess of Tiles. Like, I'm telling you. Paul, if Paul's here, Breakfast King, if he's here, I know he knows exactly what we're talking about. Hang on. We've got him. The official seasoned audiophile is here. It's Dave, my own devices audio channel.
I need one of Dave's buttons. I saw his buttons. Did you see those?
Oh, he's got seasoned audio.
Oh, sick. Dave, I need one. I'll pay for it. I don't care. It's fucking fantastic.
That's what I'm saying. Like, embrace it and go with it. Roll with it. Now, we're not setting these Guinness Book of World Record live streams like other channels are alleging, but we're also not seasoned audiophiles either. So we've got room to grow. Billy Mays, also an infomercial all-star. Yes, RIP.
Fantastic.
OxyClean. Only $19.99. I mean, come on.
I remember
Amazing. Yes, James
You know,
Vanderpeet.
there's a horrible movie. I don't know why, but when I was at university, I used to watch horrible movies. I still do, but there's what's the name of the guy from the ShamWow? What's the guy's name?
Vince is ShamWow Vince. Yes.
All right, that guy directed like 2 or 3 movies.
Yeah, he's an interesting cat, and he's also a world-class creep, allegedly.
Yeah, he's very much a creep. But he has like 1 or 2 movies, and I watched them, and they're horrible. And I don't even suggest watching them for laughs. It's just straight up horrible.
Here you go. Dave's gonna hook you up with the audio file. Frank is here. JBL Classic. Oh, JBL Classic. What's up? Billy Mays is from Pittsburgh. That makes sense. That makes sense.
That's
Steel curtain, steel wool, king of the infomercials. Amazing.
Brown pants, khaki pants, and
khaki pants. Love it. All right, boys. Well, this is Surface Noise, the show of record, talking records, concert buddy here, you there. Appreciate you tuning in, whether it be in your PJs, on YouTube, on the podcast proper. We've got something for you. We've got infomercial talk. We've got vinyl record talk. We're going to cover the gamut. And we have a special guest making their Surface Noise debut. Jose already gave it away to the live folks, but, it is what it is. This show is off the rails already. Let's do some introductions, welcome our guest, and we'll get into it. First and foremost, I've been really bad. The contract, I got a call from legal this week who said, do not forget to introduce our prime panelist, #prime panelist. It is Arnaldo. The channel is Fidelios_frequency. Arnaldo, good evening.
Good evening. Today we have Bubbles.
We're trying to diversify the palette. When I use these AI backgrounds, we get a lot of pushback.
Should we use the AI, the Ozzy exclamation under the clip? Bubbles?
Bubbles, that's right. Yeah.
As in Bubbles, I'm the Prince of Darkness.
And then accompanying Arnaldo from the same region, locale, same state. Let's just go there. It's the one, the only, the fastest rising star on YouTube, 2 weeks ago. It's the Groove Seeker, Chris. Good evening, Chris.
Good evening. Good evening, everybody.
I'm sorry that the momentum of your rise to fame that stalled. I think it was due in part to our audiophilia, our challenging the status quo with the seasoned audiophiles. I think that they've ganged up on throttling just rising stars. So I apologize. It's probably our
No,
fault.
it was the record store
No.
day talk from last week's episode.
It's always record store day talk. That's how they just put you in a box. YouTube says enough of that. And then I think he's been in the same location a couple weeks now. Is this may be the new place? Question mark. Jason Rojas. Good evening.
Thanks for having me back on, Concert Buddy.
And then back by popular demand, we had people in the chat before we even went live begging. They worked up in a lather for this guy. You know him, you love him. Got a hell of a microphone. You know him as John Bong, but his government name is not John Bong. It's Jose Madarano Ron. Good evening, Jose.
Hi. I don't have my microphone right now, but
Oh no, you're raw dogging it. Oh God, this is.
I can go get it. I have like
No, it's okay. We got to keep moving because we don't want our special guest to leave us because this was a long time coming. The invitation has been out there, and in fact, our show topic tonight, it's like the Macho Man, the cream of the crop. He rose to the top, and he said, "You know what? I got a hot take. I got 3 in the chamber." So much so, he's got his own walk-up music. We don't do this for everybody, but we do it for everybody so far. The one, the only, the owner, proprietor of staticatxrecords.com. And he said it again and again. You see what happened there? That was cosmic. Joel, I think between you and Kendall in the chat, we have the biggest Michael Bolton male fans that I could find. So good evening, Joel.
What's up? What would be better, Frimmer or me? What do you think, Jason?
Listen, Frimmer's got to be careful of burnout. He was just on Bianco's program the other day. He was on Michael 45's. He's making the rounds. He's jazz bumming it the other day. Coincidentally, he doesn't want to be associated with this program. I can assure you of that.
Not yet, right?
Not yet. We got to see what else there is to promote. But we call him Mr. Lasagna. Mr. Lasagna, the one and only.
Gizzard lasagna, not any type of lasagna.
Master.
Lasagna is good.
Like the gizzard. I apologize. You're right. Jose, you called me out on it, and you're right. All right. Well,
can you imagine Fremer and like Amoeba Records, like what's in my bag? And then he's like, lasagna. It's awful. It's awful.
He gets like gizzards out of his wallet.
Right.
It's full of big old pan. There's a pan of baked lasagna.
In what video was he that he said, I'm really not, I don't need anything. I'm not buying
Wait. Can you highlight
his video?
His video.
Can you highlight Joe Black's? Can you highlight Joe Black's comment? Mazzy's Angel of Death comment. He just
hang on. We got a lot of comments. Listen,
he's doing the farewell tour.
Mazzy says that Fremer's doing the farewell tour. This might be breaking news. We maybe
Joe Black,
Angel of behind that.
Is it
cold?
Like
that's some cold shit.
Tour? Like the long goodbye?
Well, it could be like Elton John. The long goodbye was about 4 or 5 years, and then I think it really wasn't goodbye. But
damn,
God.
Double fisting some Kenny G, huh, Joel?
See, look, Mike Kovalevsky speaks for all of us as he says, you need to up your lasagna game. This is what the farewell tour is all about. It's a love letter to lasagna. Guys, we just figured it out.
Why does Mike look like every character of The Office roll into one?
Oh, come on, Bonger. Come on. Not everybody's got it. Get out of here. Shots fired. Mike, please don't leave us. Please don't hit the dislike button.
Don't pay attention to him.
Don't pay attention. Bonger doesn't have his real microphone.
Jose had a rough day.
Rough.
All right.
He's been flagged.
We better get the current events before Mike reports us to YouTube. I don't want that at all. But let's get into our favorite favorite segment, current events.
Bob's got news for you.
I do have news for you. Not a lot of news, but some news. So, under the radar or not under the radar, I can't give a straight face. Arnaldo's absolute favorite record store, Rough Trade. Maybe you've heard of them. They're putting out their own limited edition. I don't know. Did they use the word limited edition? Let's find out. A celebration, an anniversary of some sort, 50 years maybe. They're doing their own record series, and I don't know who's here for it. I'm undecided. But I think it's important to show some of these because we are the show of record talking records. Because I think there's probably some color variants involved. Let me customize our view real quick, guys. This could be a doozy because we're already leading off with a very common Sade record. But let's see.
All right, look at that. Sade is what? Silver or clear? Wrong. All right, come on now. Cover is blue. Blue and black. Come on.
Yeah.
By the way, I bought a record like 2 days ago that for the first time I've never seen that they named the black color variant something. It was midnight.
The black was the variant color?
Yeah. It was. You said midnight sky variant. It was just black. What the fuck?
That's not good. Well, we've got a mixed range of titles and prices. We've got the special self-titled $45 LP plus 7 inch. 7 inch is what that helps. Sade at $47.99 on Diamond Life is curious, but Sade records have been going up, so let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Head over heels, Twins.
I love that record.
That could be. There's some stuff on here. Let's see. We've got the Clash self-titled on. Is that pool table green vinyl, guys? I don't know.
Camo green.
I'm sorry, camo green.
By the way, it's also it must be noted, but this is more likely to do with Rough Trade in the UK wanting to do these, which makes more sense because they're all British.
Did those
artists,
sell out? Wait,
right?
scroll up. You sold out already?
Except Patti Smith, but
I don't know if these are these even available. Like you can add them to cart. Like we've got Brian Eno and David Byrne, My Life in the Bush of Ghosts. Let's see what happens.
Well, two said notify me on them.
Oh no, have they? I think these are limited. Some are 1,000. So you have to read each one here, but let's find out. Our good friends.
Don't dox yourself right now, my guy.
No, listen, I have a lot of things signed out. I've got the Bleach Boys running because I'm not giving out my information readily here. But yeah, that doesn't really help us in this one. Let's look at the description. Let's level up as we get spammed up here.
That's a great Patti Smith.
There we go. Let's look at this David Byrne one. So just looking at this one, My Life in the Bush of Ghosts, Brian Eno and David Byrne, mint green, in case you're wondering, 1,500 copies. Customer limit 2. Now this is good. Whether or not the copies are good, limiting it to 2, I think, is a step in the right direction. I'm okay with that. Let's go back to the main titles. So Patti Smith Group, Radio Ethiopia.
Scroll up for a second.
Ringing endorsement.
Scroll up for 1 second. You can see 2 of them sold out. What 2 sold out already? Notify me.
Oh, wow. The fall. Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
Whoa.
It's coming. The fall. This Nation Saving Grace on a splatter vinyl. And then it looks like Cabaret Voltaire. 2x45. $60 piece. Let's look at this guy. Well, they only had 500. So maybe limited press run is behind this.
That's a great album.
The Cabaret Voltaire, that they're doing that bonus 12-inch, which has the track on the Seconds Too Late single, and then it's got, for whatever reason, it's got a random remix from the Yashar single. So I mean, it's kind of cool. There's nothing new there, but it's still kind of interesting.
Yeah, but again, this. How many stores do they have in the UK? Like 6 or 7?
Gee, I wonder if they're going to have any at the New York store.
Well, probably not.
Arnaldo, we're working on these sponsorships. We can't. Be careful on the sarcasm. We gotta watch out.
Arnaldo, this is how you get banned from Rough Trade, man. Come on.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can't find out anyway. You're not allowed in.
Jeez, Arnaldo, man.
Best
Jose,
dressed-
Jose, what do you think about Dr. Alan
is
Todd, the best dressed chicken in town? We've got 500 copies at $35. Another good.
Oh man.
Well,
Dub Oddity
they're
turned
good titles.
classic.
I'm not-
Well, no, listen,
Well,
this
it's
is
sort
great
of- it's
copy.
sort of like-
Somebody they used AI to write this description. It says a Dub Oddity turned cult classic. Best dressed chicken in town is playful, political, and endlessly quotable. Brilliantly unhinged and forever a rough trade essential.
Now I'm curious. Did they allocate each album according to the year that it came out to commemorate the year from Rough Trade?
Well, 78.
Oh, and these
so that
these
would be
are
50
all ready
years.
to ship.
No, because they're
Oh, you-
counting down every year.
Ah, good call. Good
I
call.
understood it's 50. It's
So one
50
per
records.
year.
One per year.
Oh,
Bless you.
Dale.
Sorry, he tried to mute.
salute.
So how many
Let's
do we
see
have
here.
on
I think
display here?
well,
How
we don't
many are
have
there?
50. I can tell you that.
Okay, so they
So hang on, we're gonna do some mathing. No, so we've got 6, 9, 10. So this is the first 10.
So it should
Which
be
okay, it
going-
tracks because of yeah.
You
so
can
they're
buy a
gonna. I guess they're
subscription
gonna
to it.
It should
slowly
be going
roll
all the way
out.
to 1986. And I think Cocteau Twins
So
came out in 83. Sade came out in what, 84?
83. Ashadi is 85. That's 85. 84.
Okay,
call
so
it.
that's 84.
Was
So
he
what
doing
came out in
2000?
Specials?
Not yet. Not yet, Jose. Not yet.
No, specials is way earlier. I think.
Uh, so this is Colossal
shit.
Youth. How about this?
Mm.
1980. Okay, now
Isn't it weird that they're doing like 500 of some and then they're doing 2000?
You think
of
they
the
put
shit?
them in order, right?
here's 85, the fall.
Here's
one
80.
of the ones that
Okay.
sold out already.
So that's the first 10.
All right.
You,
But
you can buy a
interesting
subscription
concept.
to it too.
You can?
Yeah,
Can
at the
you?
bottom you can. Yeah, the last item is a subscription. You know, come on, I know about subscriptions, guys.
Oh yeah, Mr. Subscription. I'm sorry. We're talking to Mr.
Oh.
Subscription here.
Oh, but it's only
I'm gonna
12.
buy. I'm gonna buy these and not even open them. You know, I'm just gonna put them.
It's
on the
only
shelf.
12. So
Yeah.
you don't even get the full.
Ooh. So do you think one of them will be Led Zeppelin too? No, I'm just kidding. That's
Well,
an inside
I wonder-
acoustic sounds.
Any of these titles are better than fucking 51st anniversary of Fleetwood Mac. So you know.
Uh-oh.
I wonder
We've
if.
got-
So I
we've got-
wonder if the other one sold out. If you get the subscription, if they allotted to the subscription, because maybe it's maybe some of these are
that's-
flippable.
You would think, Chris, but let's not give him too much credit because that would be our folly, as we like to say, our folly. So
Well, just curious, what does the details of the 12 LP subscription say?
happy to read it. So it says Rough Trade Club. Oh, this is another club. He's the king of clubs. So it's like if you look at there he is, the Tone Broet, our resident Tone Broet.
Wait, but look at the description. None of those records are on pre-order. It
Oh
says
yeah, scroll down.
Yeah, so hang on, guys. I'm gonna read the description here. As part of your subscription, you'll get 12 Rough Trade exclusive editions. Okay, so they're just gonna randomize you. It looks like.
Yeah.
Receive 12 iconic albums featuring artists like Aphex Twin, the XX, and Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, complete with unique liner notes, interviews, and stories. And, here it is. This is where the extras aren't extra, boys. Subscribers also get full Rough Trade Club benefits equals free online shipping, in-store discounts, event access, and exclusive merch limited to 500 subscribers. Operators are standing by.
And you're unbanned from the New York store if you buy this. So
Ooh, Arnaldo, that's
Possibility.
how we get you back inside. That's how we get you back inside. Well, here's the most important part, guys. Who's buying? Who's buying? Anyone on the dais?
Peace
Are we gonna-
out.
I'm
I might
hearing a lot
buy
of
it.
friends.
I may buy the Cocteau Twins one.
Okay. So there's potential.
I already have all of the ones I like from here.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the exact same thing. All the ones that I would want, I already have. Maybe I don't have any Cabaret Voltaire, but it's already sold out.
Yeah. I have the original 2x45, and I have those singles, but I would have bought this collection. I just didn't read it earlier that it was limited to 500. I didn't think it'd go that quick.
Surface noise wasn't here to save you in time, Joel. I apologize.
Well, I
We're
will
only on once a week.
make a phone call tomorrow to the Rough Trade store and
Oh man.
inquire if they have the.
Arnaldo, will you be using the house phone? Will you be dialing and
Put on a helmet, man. Put on a helmet. Just saying.
it's gonna get ugly. Other news. So we like to. I don't know if it's good or bad. The series is called Vinyl File. Vinyl File, and they did a teaser. Let me show you this mess. I think it's painfully obvious of what they're teasing their next release to be, but we're going to see here. So I'm going to share this. Again, this is a visual situation, so I'm going to try to be very descriptive. But if you go on Instagram, You Discover Music, or at You Discover Music, they're showing a
Is that
picture.
breast milk? What is this shit?
Well, hang on, Jose. I know. Don't get excited. Simmer down, pot roast. So we've got what appears to be someone spilling a glass of milk. Now, it could be breast milk. It could be goat milk. It could be mother's milk. I'm not sure, but clearly they're pushing the envelope in terms of guessing.
Mother's Milk isn't it Warner Brothers?
So I believe Mother's Milk was the last album before they went to Warner. I believe Blood Sugar.
Oh, so they were on EMI?
I'm pretty sure, yeah, because they did that one. Then they did a Greatest Hits comp. Then they went to Warner. But there is a question. It could be Mother's Milk. The leader in the clubhouse is Jellyfish Spilt Milk.
Is Jellyfish Universal? I thought it was Warner as well.
I don't know. Yeah. But everyone, if you recall, 2 years ago, there was universal outrage of that last series of the two Jellyfish records and their quality control in terms of the audio output. So maybe this is a redemptive arc, but their caption says, "Oops, we're excited to reveal the next title launching as part of our Vinyl File series. Think you know what's coming next? Submit your guess and gain first access at the link in our bio." This is how it's done today, guys. You gotta play the pen.
It's very possible because they are universal.
See, not what Mr. Jellyfish is here. He says Jellyfish is universal. Yes, they reissued the records 2 years ago. That's accurate. Built to Spill. Okay, that's a good guess, Richard. You know, I was reading. I know you guys are like me and spend a lot of time in the Hoffman forums, and one of their conspiracy theories was Aerosmith, because apparently one of the reasons Joe Perry left the band in 1979 was his wife at the time backstage took milk and spilled it on Tom Hamilton's wife. And that was one of the fissures that broke up the band. Now, this is some reaching, but again, consider the source. The Hoffman forums, the butthole of the vinyl community. Thank you.
So not only were you in the Hoffman forums, but you're reading Aerosmith history in the Hoffman forums.
Hey, listen.
Are you okay?
For a band that is, air quotes, retired, I'm seeing Steven Tyler everywhere. He's hanging out with this Youngblood guy. They're released. I was at my record store, one of my locals yesterday. There's a 12-inch that they've put out, new music from Aerosmith. But yet, for 2 years in a row, they flaked on their farewell tour because I did have tickets. And then they said, we can't tour anymore. So come on. I'm not happy. All right, listen, we're going to hold Boomer Scalper, Rob. We're going to hold him to it. My sources say it's Jellyfish. All right, we're going to find out. And if it's not, you'll have to eat some of Michael Frommer's lasagna. I'm just saying. It's the only way you could atone. He
probably has some in the fridge, right? Like he
listen, Jose, he freezes that shit. There is no doubt in my mind that there is a frozen stack.
The interesting part of that recipe is that it had like $3 of worth of guts and like expensive cheese. So I mid-range cheese. So it's all over the place.
It was imported cheese.
Yeah.
Can you imagine going to Frommer's place to listen to his records, and then you're like, "Hey, can I have some of that lasagna?"
Or he offered it to you.
You're like, what the fuck? The bathroom smells like shit. No, it's gizzards.
It's my plate.
It's your plate coming up.
It's not the septic, it's my plate. Oh no.
Remember that time that Fremer had like issues with like the boiler or something, and he was putting music of people working on the building. I don't know if anybody saw that video, but he was torturing the guys like working up his basement. And I don't know why. It was funny. It was just like old Jewish man, just like.
Now, hang on. This is a fair question. What does the 3-potted plant stand for on the table? In that, see that this is going deeper than deep. Let's throw it back up real quick, guys, because maybe we're ignoring this time. We've got 3 potted plants of varying sizes and varying foliage. What could it be? What could it be? Well, this is a vinyl mystery that will soon reveal itself, and I'm here for it. So
can you imagine if everyone's wrong and it's a John Mellencamp record? Can you imagine that? Hilarious.
It could be.
Like, it'd be
going
like,
on
it's
tour.
like Big Daddy, right? Big
tour.
Daddy. You're like, what? Big Daddy? John Mellencamp? What?
He's going on tour. All right. Sad portion of the program. We had multiple musical deaths. I'm sure we can get into them. The one I wanted to highlight is Brad Arnold of Joel's favorite band, Three Doors Down, lost his battle with cancer. A couple cancer celebrity passings this week, but guy had only had it 9 months. You hate to see anybody go to those extremes, but I will say my feed being filled up with Three Doors Down videos, I had mixed feelings. And none of them were Superman. I thought the Kryptonite Superman song would be in my feed nonstop. It wasn't. So, Joel, how will you remember Three Doors Down? They're not going to do this Smash Mouth nonsense where they go back on a tour with another singer, right? Like, the band's got to be done.
Weren't they done before?
Jeez.
No,
not here.
So,
Let A Dead Man Tells No Tales. They opened for Creed on the successful the 1999 tour 2 years ago. It was amazing, even though it wasn't 25 years. It's incredible.
Amazing.
They may get it. They'll get a new singer. They're gonna have a tour with Third Eye Blind, Three Doors Down,
Puddle of Mud.
Journey.
Yeah.
3 Days Grace.
The guy will do an acoustic rendition, probably.
Black Flag, the new Black Flag, 18-year-old band.
In tribute. I will say, listen, Arnaldo brings up 3 Days Grace. I mean, they got a new singer, but they literally did the biggest slap in the face is they brought the old singer back just for like 1 or 2 shows, and then now they're like co-singers. They were co-singers for the rest of the. Have you ever heard of something like this? I mean, you can't get rid of the new guy to bring back the old guy, so let's just have co-singers.
Didn't Van Halen do that?
Well, not exactly.
The two of them went on tour on their own.
The two of them did so Sammy and DLR went on tour, and it was a nightmare. If you read Sammy's autobiography, he loathes Diamond Dave because it makes sense. You've got half Van Hagar songs and half early Van Halen DLR songs, but Diamond Dave's not for everybody. All right. Well, we've done the news, we've done the set. Let's get into the topic. Now, Joel was fired up. Joel called me
before we go away.
Oh yes.
It should be the dual singers.
Okay.
Should be a concept that Guns N' Roses maybe should explore.
Milli Vanilli.
The body's not even cold yet, Arnaldo. Come on, let Axel be. Let Axel be. Although maybe that's something for the bonus tracks. If you could replace Axel, who would it be? That could be.
It could be anybody at this point.
It could be well.
It could be anyone.
What about Ween?
Michael
James?
Fremer doing the. Right?
It could be Dean Ween. I mean, we could nominate. It could be so many. There's potential, but maybe we'll save that for bonus tracks. Well, next topic, and this is the topic du jour. Let me hit it up here. Our topic for tonight's podcast proper is record collecting too expensive for new collectors? Now, when I threw the materials out, Joel called the home office, smoke signals, like he wanted to be on this day. As we had talked about him being on Surface Noise and experiencing the prime time, the big lights.
Why is
And he
Joel
said-
doing this the whole time?
But we said, Joel, we're waiting like a panther, like a puma, ready to pounce. We don't want to bring you out too soon. But you are so passionate about this topic, and I need to set the table for this, because this idea, and I think we've probably hinted at this, and maybe we've talked about it in passing in previous shows. But I'm at my local record store. I'm doing my thing, and I see that Kate Bush album, Hounds of Love, right? And then Hounds of Love, that was featured in Stranger Things 3-4 years ago, whenever the second to last season, not the last season, but the prior season. And if you recall, that album, that song, Running Up the Hill, was a rage. Like, all the youngs were all about it. And if you were paying attention to the vinyl stock market, what was formerly a $7 or $8 record surged to $30, $40, $50. So I'm at my local store the other day, and it is still a $50 piece in the bins. Hounds of Love.
Hounds of Love was never a $7 or $8 record. Sorry.
Well, I'm sorry, in the Midwest, and one of my it was a consistent. It took Jason a record exchange.
$20-$25 record.
Okay, well, here in the heartland, there was a time we could get it for 8 to 10.
Okay.
Before Stranger Things. So even if it's 20, we'll split the difference. We'll call it 20. The fact that
now it's like $40-$50.
And that's not even an original. I mean, that's the reissue, because obviously they went and reissued it. Makes sense. Go for it. Capitalize on these new impressionable fans. Give Kate Bush a victory lap in her tour or in her career. Great. But I'm like, wow, if I'm a new young and I want to get into this hobby, and we'll get into it, and I saw Stranger Things and I love that song, and then I go to my local record store with my birthday money that Grandma and Pawpaw gave me. I don't have enough to purchase the Kate Bush record. It's $50. So this is the source of this topic. I thought we need to address it. The Show of Record, Talking Record, Surface Noise is prepared for battle. So Joel, as a record store owner, and you've been very transparent about your pricing, and one of your main missions is to get records to people as cheap as you can, without going into bankruptcy and having to do sexual stuff to pay the bills. I understand.
Well,
That's only for when Jose comes to town.
But
thankfully, you haven't been in town. That's what I'm.
well, hey, there's Austin's in a couple months, Jose. We gotta make arrangements. But anyway, so Joel, kick us off. As a record store owner, do you think that record collecting is becoming too expensive for new collectors?
Well, I think it's about the nuance, right? So when you mentioned the Kate Bush, I looked it up, and so the label that's reissued the Kate Bush is called Fish People, which I had never heard before.
It's her label. Her imprint.
Yeah, it's her label, right? So she's the one, and when I looked at the distributor, the supplier listed for the distributor is Fish People, which means I imagine Kate Bush has hired some people. I doubt it's her, pressing records and whatnot. But you would think that she's making the lion's share of the money there. So, when you mention it being her victory lap, that's a little less. Well, that's definitely less egregious in my mind, as far as if she wants to price it at $50 and make a little bit of money in her twilight years and whatnot. I think that's not the worst thing I've ever seen. But when it comes to prices, right? So I was talking to Jason about it, and Jason mentioned, caveat emptor, right? Which is the, that it's a buyer's responsibility to be smart about the way in which they spend their money. But I think one of the things that I try to preach in my videos and doesn't really get talked a whole lot, because of how hard it is to access the information, is that it's also a seller's responsibility not to overcharge. And part of the reason is, this stuff is happening, is the way that the distribution system works in this in the music business. So I had an example, because I wanted to pick a major label popular album to kind of use as an example. So I was going to use Radiohead's OK Computer, right? it's a popular album. It's also an album that is getting popular with the young kids because my understanding
Young
is TikTok.
ones.
The youngings.
Yeah, so it's been used in like TikTok videos. So the kids are all about OK Computer, right? So it's released by the current issue that you can get in most stores is released by a label called XL Recordings. The direct, and this is the first time I'm ever doing it. I'm actually going to give you guys numbers. I've never actually given.
Oh no, this is a big show.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Look out, Amazon.
Direct distributor for XL Recordings is Matador Direct, and that record is $20.90 wholesale, and the suggested retail price is $32.90.
Hang on, Joel, you gotta say that again. They're trying to kill your communication. The fix is in. They're melting the lines of communication.
The big brother is trying to censor
Big
you.
brother is getting you.
The volume not working.
Jeff Bezos is like,
Yeah. Bezos from his spaceship is trying to nuke you. Come on.
Okay, is it working better now?
Yes, sir. We
Yes,
got you.
yeah.
We got you back. Screw you, Jeff
Okay.
Bezos.
So the direct distributor, Matador Direct, wholesale is basically $21, retail is $32.99. Now, if you're a store that doesn't want to go with Matador Direct, the next level up is Red Eye, right? Really popular indie distributor. That's what a lot of stores use. For them, the wholesale is $25.30, and the retail price is $37.99, right? So that's a $5 hike in the price. Let's say you don't want to go with Red Eye, right? There's a lot of reasons why stores don't want to go with Red Eye. So let's say you go with Alliance. The wholesale price is $27.83, and the retail price is $42.99. So, and AMS is something similar. Their wholesale price is a little bit more, but the retail price is still $42.99. So that's a $10 jump, right? So, like, I buy the record in my store at Matador Direct. I price it at $32.99. Another store buys it from Alliance, has to price it $42.99. You save $10 by doing that. And if you go look at Discogs, I can put the Discogs link in the chat. Yeah, I'll put the Discogs link there in the chat. You'll notice that the lowest price, well, the lowest price is currently me, but aside from me, you have $42.99, right? And if just as an example, if you go to like the Ingrooves website, what is their price? Their price is $37.99, which tells you that they're buying it from Red Eye. So,
All right, here we go.
Yeah. And I'm not trying to like tout my store. It has nothing to do with my store. It's just a matter of the fact that I think it's a store's responsibility to try to find the lowest possible price that you can, right? Because in the reality
Joel,
is, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, Joe, I hear you, and I appreciate that, and that's one reason we like you so much. I'm gonna be cranky old record store owner here for a second. Say,
Please do.
The main thing is to make money. I got to make money. I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. I'm going to push my pricing elasticity as far as I can because I just want to stay home and make lasagna.
oof.
How do you come back? How do you bridge that divide between? Because you got to make money too. I mean, this isn't a charity you're running, right?
No, but you do though. I buy it from Matador Direct, so it's basically $21 wholesale, $33 retail, right? So that's $11. That's plenty of margin.
May I interject?
Yeah.
Please.
So you were saying that let's go backwards from the SRP.
Uh-huh.
Because in record labels always talk about SRP, suggested retail price. And our price card is it's fixed. So for something that will sell, for example, at 20, I'm reading it directly from the card, $29.99, the dealer price is $19. What the dealer does is out of the label's hands. So just like you said, you have one dealer that is listing it at one price for sale that is $10 more expensive than your cheapest dealer. But all the dealers, unless it's Walmart, Target, Amazon, which have discounts because they're huge volume dealers, But the smaller ones that you're mentioning, in my opinion, I could talk to the sales guy, but in my opinion, they all get the price card. So if it's a $29.99, $29.98, it's $19 wholesale for them.
Yeah, but which distributor are you referring to?
They're pretty much all the same. This one is UMG in particular.
Yeah, but so what I'm talking about is the smaller independent distributor. I don't personally have access to like
I don't think there's any discrimination. That's what I'm trying to say. Unless it's Amazon, Target, Walmart, and Alliance. Alliance is a big distributor. Those may get volume discounts by $1, maybe. And if there's co-op advertising, it's probably a little bit more. But otherwise, it's always the smaller ones always get the price card. Because they can't, the major labels can't discriminate. It's just one way out. Unless there is a volume discount by retailer, there is no discriminatory price from one indie distributor and another indie distributor.
Okay, I mean, I think I understood what you were saying, but these numbers that I just gave you are actual numbers from their website.
You got to complain to the distributor that is marking it up.
Well, no, because that's the reality, right? Like, so
no, I don't dispute that. But
Alliance, like, if you go to Alliance's website and you look up OK Computer, the supplier for that is Red Eye. So they're buying it from Red Eye at their price, marking it up, and then selling it to stores.
Unless these smaller indie distributors are getting it from, say, Alliance.
Well, hang on. Arnaldo Dom's here. I know he's got some record store experience. He says small indies can't get direct accounts,
right.
Though. They don't.
They may be getting it from Alliance, which is one of the biggest distributors out there. So
yeah, so Alliance is marking it up to the indie.
They're adding a spread because
of course.
Yeah, they're just running a business, right? Like when I talk about these numbers and I talk about these distributors, they're not doing anything wrong. They're just running a business.
Right. So rerun the numbers. Was Alliance's wholesale price bigger than the smaller distributor?
Of course. That's the problem. That's what I'm saying.
Well, that doesn't make sense because Alliance, is a large distributor and they should be more competitive.
They should be.
You're not understanding, Arnaldo. First of all, I'm not talking about major label stuff, right? I'm not talking about the Warners and the UMGs and stuff like that. XL recordings.
Right. They're going through. There's only three major distributors: The Orchard, ADA, and UMG. The indies end up all going through those because
they don't.
No, they don't. Unless they're mailing them out.
No, because I'm like in the example that there are plenty of examples where that's true, but the example that I'm talking about, I just using OK Computer, XL Recordings or direct distributors, Matador Direct. It's not UMG or ADA. They're not using them. Or if they are, I don't have access to it. All I know is Matador Direct is their direct distributor.
Matador is part of Beggars.
Yeah.
And want to
which
say
XL is also part of that.
Yeah, I want to say that Beggars utilizes one of the three big ones.
They may, but
they utilize Warner's, which is ADA. ADA distributes Beggars. I think.
So just so you know, Arnaldo, like a store, any new store, like my store or any other new store that comes around, we don't get access to ADA, UMG, The Orchard, Sony, any of that. Like
those are right. You have to be Target or Walmart or Amazon to purchase directly from let's say the label warehouse, which is UMG's distribution warehouse, ADA or
So that means what you're saying. That means that really popular artists, like mainstream artists, like a Taylor Swift or whatever, it's really difficult for small independent stores to compete price wise. But this example, like OK Computer, that is something that stores can compete with. I can compete with an Amazon on a title like OK Computer. I can beat their price and still make plenty of profit.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
not sure. I want to say that Orchard goes through. I mean, that Beggars goes through ADA. I could be mistaken.
Okay, they may do that as well, but any store can open up an account with Matador Direct if they want. Now, I can't compare it. Like, I don't know what the price is at ADA because I don't have an account. Okay, but the point being that I know that, like, I can go to Matador Direct, get a good price, and I know other stores make decisions not to go to Matador, and they instead will go to a Red Eye, and other ones will say, I'm not going to do that, and I'm going to go to Alliance, right? Now, the super old stores that have been around for a while, like maybe a Rough Trade or an Amoeba, maybe they have ADA accounts and they can get them through that. I don't know.
Well,
why would you decide? So if Matador's the cheaper alternative for a major release like that, why would a store not go through Matador? Is it a logistics thing?
Well, that's a good question. To me, I don't know. I don't know the answer. I mean, Dom had a reason why he gave the store that he worked at didn't do it. To me, it's about either knowledge. They don't know that Matador Direct exists. It's about access. They don't have an account for whatever reason, but they can get one, right? Or three, it's they don't feel like they don't want to manage a bunch of different distributors. Like I am constantly managing, like I manage like 7 or 8 different distributors that I order through to try to get the lowest possible price. Some stores are like, I don't feel like dealing with all that stuff. I'm just going to make it easy. I'm just going to order everything from Alliance, because that's what you could do. You could say, forget all these other distributors, and I'm just going to order everything from Alliance. But when you do that, you end up pricing a record like this $10 higher than it needs to be priced. And you're actually making less of a margin on that record than I am. You know what I mean? So I get to be more picky. This is similar to what Sound Dome does, right? Like they don't carry records like that, right? They carry the records that they can be competitive with price wise.
Well, let's spin it on here a little bit more. So talking about new collectors again. I'm thinking a little Janie with that birthday money. Maybe not the Kate Bush, but she goes to the record store. She got a record player somehow, hand me down, Crosley, whatever. But now the used records are also starting to kind of creep up, right? Because for the longest time, a record store's greatest margins were in used records. In fact, there are stores that predominantly are used records. I'm sure we can name 40 of them right now. Point being is that those prices are continuing to creep up, right? Use the Kate Bush example on the used ones. $20, $30, $40 on titles. And again, we talk about this all the time. 10 years ago is a whole different pricing animal. But Chris, Chris, I'll go to you and then we'll go to Jason on this one. Does the record store or whoever's selling the record online, I know they want to make as much money as possible. It's capitalism, right? But isn't there a certain responsibility to an extent, especially on the brick and mortar side, to not price out these younger people, because these are the customers you want to continue to bring into the stores and want to come to your events and support your business, et cetera, et cetera. Chris, what do you think about that?
Well, I don't know if it's a responsibility, but it's irresponsible if they don't. I mean, they're just hurting their own business. Like I wouldn't say they design a business model to do that, but they probably take that into consideration. And I have an interesting thought. Well, I think it's an interesting thought, and Joel, you can kind of maybe add some more color to this too, because we've talked about it. I actually think that the online marketplace has actually artificially inflated the value of used records.
Sure.
So if you have, if someone's going to sell a $30 record on Discogs or eBay, let's just talk about the fees that come out. Let's just round it up to 10% on fees. And then shipping is $5 to $6 for media mail if you're going to go that route. So on a $30 record, you're losing $3, and then you're losing on the shipping cost. So now if I buy a $30 record that I paid $36 for because of shipping, now when I go to resell that, what am I selling it for? I'm including the shipping cost I paid for it.
Right.
So now with now the record cost is going up, 10 or 15% every time somebody goes to resell it. So that's one aspect of it. But then I would assume that most stores do a barometer check on the Discogs median or eBay sales to say, like, what is this record worth right now?
Or Arnaldo's favorite, when they don't price the records until you bring them up to the counter and then they look
and
them
then they look it up, right? So the cost of kind of flipping that used item is absolutely inflating the used record prices, pricing people out. So it's like this artificial idea of what the actual record's worth, I think, is contributing to all of that. So now, I don't know. It's kind of this strange thing where I feel like if I owned a store and I saw a kid come in, I couldn't say to them like, "Hey, I'll give you a break on that." But yet, I think that the shop owners,
the price is the price, right? I mean,
the price is the price. Yeah, you can't set that expectation, and it gets difficult. So I don't know. I know for my daughter, she's 11. Obviously, she has records, right? Because I have records, and she comes into stores with me, and she's like, "Whoa, Dad, this is like really expensive." And I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "But the CDs, the CDs
well,
aren't."
we'll try it.
So
Rojas, what do you think about this? I mean, you've seen it all, you've done it all. Do you think that potentially with kind of what Chris is talking about, the artificial inflation that online has really driven, they've really put some air into the marketplace?
If you're not this guy, getting free promos, okay, and lasagna, if you're not this guy, you might as well find this. You might as well invest in this. You might as well go there.
Oh, you're going it's CDs. Look at all these pictures. Look at all these props. I like this. Jason's in between homes, but he's got all seats.
If you're not this guy who gets free promos, who never pays for any records, unless your dream is to become Fremer Jr., right? Then you better go here.
So there's another vote. The leader of the CD revolution is on the panel of Service Now.
That's right. CDs are back, right? CDs nuts, Jose.
Oh no! Well, that's a great segue, Jose. I'm glad you came back to us. What do you think about this? Is record collecting too expensive for young people? Because part of what the vinyl explosion, whatever you want to say, 10, 15 years ago, you could get a ready-made collection. You go to your local thrift store for $10 to $20. Them days are over unless you want some of the Nat King Cole hand-me-downs, or if you're a big Olivia Newton-John fan, you're still in luck. What do you think, Jose?
I don't know, man. I mean, I buy a lot of secondhand stuff, but I don't buy immediately when I see something I like. I do my research, and if I like something, I don't jump into like the first thing. Even online, I'm like, I see a record. For example, today, we didn't talk about it, but maybe we'll talk about it later. But the Ween reissues got announced, and I had some trouble ordering because apparently, for whatever reason, my address, they didn't want to ship it to Texas. I mean, I can understand that, right? But they just didn't want to. I don't know why. I have a PO box there, so maybe they just don't ship to PO boxes. I don't know. Anyways, Arnaldo said, "Hey, you know what? Rough Trade has it in their website. It's $24.98,
$10 more.
And no, it wasn't it for
$39.99.
Oh yeah, it was $40 on." So that's bizarre, Rough Trade. But I don't know, man. It's just
what about the kids though? I make the joke, but what about like if you're new, not even kids? I know I keep using the kids reference. Let me get off that.
That's what I was going for. If you see like the Ween posts on Instagram and all that, there's a lot of people that are younger than even me, like a 25, 20-year-olds. And I think most kids right now, the way they collect, because I worked at a record store once, and I know Joel could probably say the same. It's sometimes they really don't. They either don't give a crap about how much something costs, but once they buy it, they don't return for like a month, 2 months to buy another record. So they don't have that yet, like buying every day or whatever, So I don't know. I think prices are gone too up, but at the same time, I don't think younger people are collecting the way maybe you and I are collecting.
That's fair. Arnaldo, you had your hand up. Look at that politeness.
So when it comes to new records, I don't think anything has changed, because maybe Jason is maybe the only person on the panel that was buying records when they were 12, 13, 14 years old. I was lucky if I could buy 2 records in a month. On a teenager non-salary, it's always been expensive. Everyone, when they were a kid, was saving up the money,
Sure.
the allowance money, to go and buy a record, at least if you wanted to buy a record.
Or a CD. I used to get the tall box. We got a CD. We had a music store open in my town in the country. I rode my bike to it, opening day. I got Van Halen, OU812, and a tall box, and I rode with it in my pants pocket all the way home. But anyway, go ahead.
And we've talked about, the price of money a long time. It's the same. Records aren't more expensive now than when they were 30 years ago in terms of value of money. It's just
proportionally. The proportion,
It's just that people find that music is free if you want to stream it, and when they have to open their wallet to pay for something, they think it's expensive. But there's so much more opportunities for teenagers to spend their money. I mean, freaking games, aren't they like $90 to buy?
Well, the base is 50 or 60, and then you have DLC, which is add-ons. Like, they think
anyone complain about that?
They figured out that model. They kept it the $50 we grew up on, and then they've literally comported it to be
right.
Anyway.
If we're talking used records, yes, we fall into the record store owner that has to be honest and has to really price the record in a fair way, because it's going to sit on that shelf or in the bin if the market will always dictate what a record price is worth.
I will say that
you can price it at $100. If it's an $80 record, you may find a tourist that's going to come from another country.
UHQR. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know where that came up from.
So, you may get away with it once, but the second time you get that copy, you may sit on your shelf at $100, and people are not just going to buy it, because people aren't stupid anymore. Everyone has Discogs, and they'll look it up, and just like
everyone has a computer in their pocket, and if they're, I wouldn't say if they're smart, but if they're savvy, all it takes is use a search engine of your choice.
There's an immediate gratification element, though, that sometimes will make you pay an extra $10 just because it's there. You don't have to wait. You don't have to pay for shipping, even an extra $20, right?
I was going to say that something that I actually appreciate when you go to a show is that most sellers know what they bought the record for. So that's when you have advantage, because if Discogs says the last copy was sold at 100, but he only paid 10, he's probably going to have it way cheaper than Discogs if he's not an asshole. But
or more willing to negotiate.
More willing to negotiate.
Politico for.
But
hang on, this is the comedy segment of the show. Harry, music room. If you're scoring, go to the record store with $10 and walk out with 5 records. Now they have cameras everywhere.
Yeah, you better watch out, Harry. Espo will chase you down now.
He'll throw himself in front of the car.
Florence Griffith Esposito is coming after you, Harry, and you're not going to like what happens after that. But I appreciate it.
But it just I think it's true. It's just I think most when I sell sometimes, and here every month there's a little fair, and I sell, and most of the times what I come about is younger people tend to look at a record, get more excited, and think about the pricing second. It's not like the first thing they think about. They are more willing to open their wallet. But once you have 500, 1,000, 3,000, 4,000 records on your collection, you're more like, I don't want to pay $10 for this shit, because you're probably not going to listen to it. It's all this, I already have it, or I don't really need it. And when you're starting your collection, you're more willing to buy a VG copy of Rumors just because you want to have that record in your collection.
So let me take it in a different direction. I know we're pricing out new collectors, but let's talk about color variants. You're talking about young collectors. What they're doing with variants, especially when you have a Taylor Swift or a Billie Eilish with 14 different cover variants, color variants, etc. Is this not the record industry's version of cigarette ads? Because it's the manufactured FOMO, the manufactured completism, the manufactured, I gotta have them all. The Pokemonification, that's a word for some of the youngs. Because I think the last 2 or 3 Taylor Swift releases, there's been 5 to 15 different variants, and those fans are feverish. Well, they got to get them all. So, Chris, what do you think? You've got a young in your household. How do you fight that headwind as a parent trying to introduce him and indoctrinate him in this hobby of ours?
That's a different.
35th anniversary of the Smashing Pumpkins. Here you go again. That's a great.
Yeah, but that's a different thing, Jason, because that album happens to be, if it's not out of print, it's close to being out of print again. So they're just putting it back in print and doing it in another color.
Eat some lasagna, Joel. Eat some.
I didn't eat lasagna.
Chances. Let me make a quick point about what a couple of people said. The reason why a convention or a trade show or a local show are the best places to buy records where you can get the best deals is because it's cheaper for the sellers as well, right? They're not paying rent, right? They may pay a table fee. It's not that much, right? They're usually doing this on the side. Maybe they got another job, right? So they're not dependent on it. So there's all kinds of factors. Also, they're not paying fees, right? They're not paying like Discogs transaction fees, PayPal transaction fees, all of that, right? So
don't give away all our secrets, Joel. Like there's don't talk about the power of cash. Power of cash.
Yeah. The best possible scenario for both buyers and sellers is cash at a convention, right? Cool. Hands down. So that's where, if you're a young person and you're trying to get deals, that's what you want to do.
But here, so you're on the money. Here's my counterpoint to that. How many new collectors are going to seek out a record convention, a record show, etc., especially in the early part of their toe in the bathwater to learning this hobby?
I mean, it's part of our stewards as in the vinyl community to encourage young folks to do that. Young people in the hub. I mean, I do that at the store when someone comes in and they're talking to me. They're asking me questions about what kind of gear should I get. I just have a suitcase, vinyl record player. Like what should I get? And these are the things I tell them. I tell them here's the best way to go regarding equipment. And if you're trying to get records, there's the Awesome Record Convention coming up here pretty soon. I tell them about the local shows that we have. These are the kinds of things that you should be doing.
I wanted to add quickly color variants in general. I think that sometimes they have a purpose per se, if you want to see it like that, in the sense that, for example, if you're getting a color variant that's for indie exclusives, indie store exclusives,
sure,
it's nice because it's sort of like, well, the normal standard black color variants are going to be for Amazon, let's say, right? So people are more interested in getting something that's going to be maybe the worst, not rare, but it's just more unique.
Yeah, cross industries, if it's shoes, if it's clothes, special makeups, there's special. Exactly. You have to make the effort, and then there's not a whole lot of them.
Also, it's sort of a little way, for example, at least for me, the way I normally do it, if I do 300 and I do 100 color and the other one are black vinyl, it's not because it's anything else, but people are more tend to buy it immediately because they don't want to miss out on it, or just for the fact that when I see somebody uploading a video of them listening to it, I'm excited that I know that they bought it very early on, and now I only have the black color variants. But also, yeah, the represses, it could be like first one was black, and now, of course, 20 years afterwards, you get a color variant, right? But I don't think it's a bad thing, mostly because a lot of young people are either listening to it on Apple Music, Spotify, or whatever. And if they buy it on vinyl, they now expect to get something more than just a cardboard, So I don't know. That's what I think. I think it's not essential, because I think most people
Well, none of this is essential, right? Like if you want to find the music, like people are saying in the chat, there's streaming, there's YouTube, like there are ways. Used to be radio.
It's a reward. And also, everyone here probably wants a copy of Bleach white color vinyl.
Of course.
And why is that? Because it's just a reward for saying, hey, this is way earlier than the other copies.
It's a reward, but it's also the value of ownership, which we could do a whole show on, because obviously it's not just streamers. There's streaming video. There's like the value of ownership is something that we're kind of being society-wise being sold a bill of goods, because it's actually more expensive in the long term if you just stream these things than you actually own them. Particularly, you talk about rights and availabilities and all that sort of thing, but I don't mean to go off on a side tangent there. But there is the power of ownership, because then you control when you want to listen to it, when you want to get rid of it, when you want to share it, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, and also, again, if we thinking about music in general, this happened, I don't know, think about the guitar industry. You get Fender, and for the American market, they get white guitar tone, and in the UK, they did the same one, but red. They just do it in a sense to get this sort of like uniqueness to the market. I don't think it's a bad thing. I just think Jason,
what do you think of this comment? New friend Mayo's new channel says, I bought all 300 color variants of McCartney 3.
Well, also, for example, I don't give a fuck about Taylor Swift, by the way, but the only thing that I know that she does that's different is that every variant sometimes have a different bonus track, which makes it
only a big artist like that can add that level of complexity to their order or to their manufacturer, right?
Yes, but
like Ween couldn't do that unless they are willing to, like, you know what I mean?
Well, some places still, I do 100 color and 200 black, and I can still do that. It's just, I think some artists do like signed copies. I'm a big there's a girl called Grouper that I'm a huge fan of, and they just did their her first record reissued because it was getting up there in price, more than $150, and now you can get it for like $20 on Amazon, but the copy I bought from her was $85 because she's doing like handmade cover and all that. So it's the same vinyl record. It's just she's doing the artwork. So it just sometimes it's about, most of it just getting a little extra for your money's worth. I don't know.
Just another perspective on this. The multiple variants is actually, if you think it's bad for consumers who have to decide which one they're going to get, if they're going to get them all, it's worse for stores, because when you see it up on the distributor's website and there's like 10 different versions of an album, you have to decide, am I going to carry all of them? Which one am I going to pick? And in the case of the Taylor Swift one, the version stores got was the less desirable version. The Target had the one that Swifties like really wanted, right? So stores ended up getting stuck with a bunch of copies. So to me, it's like stores don't want to be carrying like a bunch of different versions. It just costs more.
But it depends. Of course, if a band's doing 6 different color variants, it's sickening to a point. But if you only have 1 or 2, like black, and orange.
Yeah.
Like Sub Up, what they do is like they do the looser edition, which is like the first editions are colored, you know, and then the other ones are a polyvinyl does early bird, which is like a different colored variant. So again, it's just a way to like get people to buy it as fast as possible and reward them a little bit for just, you know.
Yeah, what Sub Pop is doing is good. But the thing is, they introduced the whole idea of the indie exclusive in order to help stores, but it dilutes it when they also do like a bunch of other variants at the same time.
Well, now they do, yeah. But I buy from Polyvinyl, and you get Airheads and candy when you buy from them.
Joel, are you saying that former Record Store Day ambassador Taylor Swift is giving an advantage to Target? I don't believe you.
Ooh, that's. I don't know. At a newly minted Record Store Day store, Joel, you gotta be careful. Don't bite the hand that feeds, sir.
No, I mean, but it is a reality, right? Like, don't do an indie exclusive and then also give Target like, you know, a bunch of cool stuff too. Because
Sub Up has some massively popular titles that they can't. They're putting the money in the fucking face and being like, "Hey, you wanted that shit?"
Yeah,
but say no.
But these brick and mortars here, I'm going to give you a little inside baseball. Literally, the brick and mortars, they want to be cool too. They want exclusives. In fact, they'll go to these merchant meetings, buyer meetings, whatever, and they'll say, "Hey, so and so is doing this. We want to do something else, and we want to do it like that." And guess who, at the end of the day, is probably going to win out on that? Because, like Arnaldo said, volume.
Yep.
I mean, and you know, there's so many pressings of. I mean, I understand the.
Is somebody tuning up a Buick? I heard a wrench.
I have
Switchblade Jones. Okay, Switchblade Jones.
Right. I even forgot what I was going to say. You know, there's so many variants already with pressings in general. Like the act of having something in perpetuity in print, also it's you know, it's bizarre at some level. I like when Drag City, one of my favorite American indie label, they just have stuff, you know, just always in print. They don't change anything. You don't know if it's from 2008 or right now because they press it at the same place, same material. All the inserts are the same. And I like that because it just, you know, beats the purpose of trying to do. I think they've done like 2 or 1 color variant in all their life. You know,
Jose, I got to cut you off there. Executive producer Cesar is saying, "Okay, where are we going with this now? You're losing me."
Let me help you.
He was
Let me help him. Arnold, are you gonna get the zoetrope?
Oh my god,
that's dog shit. That whole cover is dog shit.
Of course, I'm getting the zoetrope.
I heard that release got canceled.
Makeup is a lie. Makeup is a lie. Come on.
He got you, Arnaldo. He got you.
Yep.
All right,
to translate what Jose said, it was that Sub Pop, Drag City, these small independent labels, they do it the right way. Taylor Swift and some of the major labels doing it the wrong way. That's basically.
No, I don't think it's a wrong way. It's just a more capitalistic way.
Exactly.
It's the wrong way. Joe, if I could do that shit, I would do it. What the fuck is this? If it's all about the Benjamin.
Show me the money.
Yeah.
Jose, you got to reissue Asia, man.
Go the Vinyl Me Please route. Just start doing all the boomer stuugh, and then you'll be set. All right.
I would only have money to press like 100, Chris. So it'll be really limited.
It'd be really limited. All right.
Only 4 VCers would buy. They'd buy 25 each. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. I would get a Fremmer review.
Are they really doing a Morrissey zoetrope? Please tell me that.
Yeah.
That's real. It's real. And
I'm not saying they're horrible, but there's some leading indicators.
Yeah.
All right, well, guys, we've beat this topic to death. I think literally, if we lost Cesar, we've lost them all. I want to put a bow on it.
Beefing with a Stunty because he was talking some stuff he didn't like about Smashing Pumpkins. So.
Oh no! Listen, we're gonna put a bow on podcast proper. If you're watching live, stick around. More show to come. But I want to thank my guests. I'm going to start with the big man, the Groove Seeker. Chris, thank you for joining us, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thanks, guys.
Arnaldo, he's already ordering 4 of the Zoetropes for the Morrissey new record. Arnaldo, I don't mean to interrupt your ordering, but thank you for joining us.
Always a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
And the one, the only Bong Master General, Jose Moreno Ron. Even though he was silenced by the Ween website, we're going to take care of him. Jose, thanks for joining us.
They hated me. Thanks for having me.
Mr. Morrissey himself, it looks like right now. Jason Rojas. Jason, be careful. You don't want to accidentally order that. I don't think that you have any space for it right now. Jason, thanks for joining us.
Heaven knows I'm miserable now until I buy this Morrissey Zoetrope.
Only real record collectors buy that. Come on. And then, first time, long time, the man with the plan, static, atxrecords.com. It's Joel. Joel, stick around. We got more for you, but thanks for joining us, first timer. That's what you say. Thank you.
Thanks for having me. I'm sorry. They're talking about.
You're not used to these sign-offs at the VC Social Club. I get it. All right. Well, let's go into our next segment. Hey, when it's about money, we could talk about it all day, and I think we're going to continue to talk about it. So 2 big hits today, money and lasagna. Lasagna and money. Can't go wrong.
Are you going to join the club? You going to join the club?
Hang on. Is this yet? Hang on. We got to ask Mr. Club, Chris the Groove Seeker, are you joining the Craft Collectors Club, a new rewards program built for music lovers, crate diggers, and curious listeners alike? Chris,
you don't.
Do you have room in your life for another club?
You do not have to join. You just sign up and get points.
Nice.
Oh, it's a reward. It's a loyalty program. Okay.
It's a loyalty program.
Because listen, you've got the Tone Poet Society, you've got this Rough Trade thing, you've got VC Social Club. Let's just throw that in there. Like, what club? It's a better question. What club don't you belong to, Chris?
Oh, you get a new envelope every year?
Every year, brother. Different letter.
Oh, this guy, that's just showing
but
off.
let me talk about this though. So the gift I got this year was a record brush. Okay.
Hang on, they give you a gift as part of your membership.
Gift. Last year was a pin. This year was a record brush. Tone Poet Society is on here. It's kind of small, but I mean, look at this. Look at this. Here's the kicker, though. This is the same brush I got when I bought a Blue Note box set. It's just engraved differently. So, but hey, look, and a little, if I was in my 20s again, this little stash pocket would come into play. But
Chris, now you're just making us feel bad for not joining you on the road to being a tone bro.
Listen, carpe diem, man.
Oh, drop the needle and earn, from iconic albums to exclusive merch. Each
Hold up,
order.
look at this point. Look at this picture. He's like really dropping that needle. He's about to drop the needle and the record.
Oh, he's wow. He's dropping it like a coin in a fountain. He's making a wish, a vinyl wish.
He's about to make that record VG++.
When you guys order your Warped records from You Discover Music, does it tally up points for you too?
It does.
It does. So they incentivize me to buy more Warped records from You Discover.
So I found out when you buy off Blue Note, they have a point system, and those points carry over to You Discover because it's the same.
Well, Sound of Vinyl also has a point system.
Yeah, nice.
And I don't know if you guys remember, up until 5 years ago, Rhino also had the point system.
Ah, I didn't.
Now, Chris, you're gonna feel real bad, but Gabby says I got a Blue Note pin in my local record store for free.
I know. Listen,
in your face.
Gabby, no, Gabby, I'm gonna let you down easy. I know it's a Blue Note pin, but it's not a Blue Note Tone Poet Society pin. There's
Chris, I'm sorry. Hang on. Executive producer Cesar, he didn't leave us. He said you forgot Chris also has the AP 75 collection subscription.
Now wait a second. I do subscribe, but I sell quite a bit. Bianco has the whole thing and doesn't listen to all of them. He just has them. So I at least sell them.
Oh, no. Now you're dropping a dime on a guy who's not even here, Chris.
No. That's okay. That's okay. I just want to give credit where credit's due. I get rid of the Foreigner and the Bad Company and all that stuff.
Here's the good news, Chris. We've got this Breakfast King Loyola is always on point. New marketing slogan: the bigger the warp, the bigger the rewards.
And Breakfast King is 100% on point there.
No, I haven't gotten any warp records for a while now, for like more than a year, maybe 2.
More than a year. I mean, did you just not buy any records? Like, it's the law of averages. Even a storage warp. I've seen so many. I follow a couple of bigger, they call them vinyl farms here in town. Funk U, if you go to eBay, Funk U, Carolina Soul is considered one. And I'm reading these items and I'm curious and every single one has sliced storage warp. Will not affect play. Are you guys seeing this a lot too? Now it's just a storage warp. Don't pay no attention to the storage warp. $300, $200.
I haven't.
Put this up for Gabby. Just so
Chris,
Gabby.
you've been found. Bianco is listening in the weeds.
Hey, that's a nice shout out.
What up?
Can you make me big just for I can show Gabby this? So Gabby, like I said, this is a Tone Poet Society pin. But hey, Blue Note pins are cool too, but not as cool as the Tone Poet Society.
Wow.
Do you wear that at Briss?
When we go to our secret meetings once a month, you have to have the pin to get in, and I wear it on my blazer with my Harvard tie, and we're in good shape.
Yeah. Can I quickly give a shout out to, I don't know if Dana is even here anymore. But,
that's Beetle Kimbo. Beetle Kimbo.
Do you think Beetle Kimbo's here still?
I don't know. Him and Mazzy were pouring down some Amstel lights at a tavern. It sounded like. But what do you got here, Jose?
So last time I was here, because I think I've been missing for like two weeks, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, you have been. I'm glad you dropped a dime on yourself. Yes.
But Dana reached out after the stream and he gifted two what is it? Incredible string
records.
band.
He gave you records.
Right, yeah. He gave me incredible string band, 2 incredible string bands.
Oh my gosh! After 2 weeks of burning the line, we broke a record.
That again.
Yeah. So
we may not set the Guinness Book of World Records for live stream views like other channels are claiming, but we beat the incredible string band record by far, blew it out the water.
And also I have this already, so I didn't buy.
What is that, Jose? Not everyone knows.
This is Alice in Chains. This is Quebec by Ween. This is their best record. I don't think nobody's disputing me on that shit, but they just announced today, because you didn't say it on the news. I think that's the biggest news. That we because they never do,
Jose,
last time they did.
Hang on. Ween's customer service is trying to get a hold of you. They're messing with your internet connection. I'm not sure what's happening.
They fucking hated me, but again, I think it's because I have a PO box address, so maybe they just don't ship to PO boxes.
So a little context. Jose was very excited about the Ween reissues announced today, and my man tried ordering them 6-7 times. He's filling our chat, our little show chat.
No, it was 12. I tried to order it 12 times.
12 times and 12 cancellations. And what they actually answered. You emailed them and they answered. What did they say? What was the reason they kept canceling your order?
That the address was like flagged. Well, not flagged, but like they recognized the address as if there was a possible fraud.
A safe house.
Yeah, some sweatshop address. I don't know. It was weird. It's the first time that anyone's ever said that. But again, so I think it's because PO box. I know I bought some like I don't know, like a shirt or something. They say we don't ship out to PO boxes. Maybe that's why. I have no idea.
Chris, we've got a problem in the chat. Michael Lord is here. Seasoned audiophile? ? He says, I'm a Tone Poet Society member and I never got a gift. So, Chris, What are you doing to get these special? Is it Shillfest 2026 for you too?
No. You know, Mike, give me a second. Let me call Don. I'm gonna go on mute, Chance. I'm gonna give Don a call. Just
That's Don Waz. If you're scoring at home, Chris, hang on. He's gotta take this call. This is an important call. Michael, we're gonna take care of you, or at least we're gonna try to. We're gonna try to get you maybe a Tone Poet plastic shopping bag, perhaps a bookmark if you're lucky, or a pencil.
Yeah. So Michael, you're gonna want to email the Blue Note store, tell them the Seeker sent you, and just let them know you didn't get your gift. Don said he'll follow up with an email.
The Seeker. Oh, that's incredible. That's incredible.
Wait, but it's Vinyl and Kicks. This one is already 2 LPs, but it's not 45. So I don't.
Vinyl and Kicks says the new reissue of Quebec sees it spread across 2 LPs and cut at 45 RPM for awesome sound. Air quote, end quote.
This is 2 LPs already. But the thing is, I don't know if you can see, but there's like 2 sides that are very 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 4 minutes. So yeah,
a lot of space to spread out.
Yeah, because the first side is 3, 6, 9, like 12 minutes, almost like 13 minutes long. So if it's gonna be 45, it's just because this was probably like 3-sided LP, but it's CD days, so
Chris Michael Lord is just not satisfied. He said apparently Chris will throw anybody and everybody under the bus. What a guy! I mean, do Tone Poet Society members talk to each other in this kind of tone? Like, what's going on here?
I feel like this guy might be a fraud now that he's not really in it, because I would never talk about another broet like that. That's I don't know, Michael.
A fellow broet, yeah,
that's cold.
That's stone cold. That's stone cold. A couple quick ones from the chat. I know we were talking about earlier. If you didn't listen to the show proper, that's on you. I can't say, but a couple of news flashes came through. Vinyl Kick said that the Interscope Vinyl Collective, arguably the best subscription service going around. Chris, you belong to this one too?
I buy from it, but I don't belong. I'm not a member.
All right.
So my application is pending.
Okay. Oh, so they have announced their April record of the month is Chris Cornell's solo record, "Carry On," from 2007. Which, if I remember correctly, wasn't there a cover of Billie Jean on that? VK, you tell me in the chat. I think
only God and Chance.
Well, hey, listen, Chris Cornell, I know my guy. Mark Boyd is here. He made an appearance. He said next week's topic is vinyl record collecting too expensive for old collectors. If you don't think we're going to use that, Mark, you're fooling yourself. Thank you.
Jeez.
Thank you. Crowdsourcing.
Not a VCSE gets to it first.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, see, that's true. You guys are on next. You'll go ahead. It's.
Wait,
we have a lot of the same audience, and then we don't. So it's
can I reply to Music in the House?
Music. Oh, is it Pete? Yeah. What's Pete saying? Let's see here.
As one of the bands that I hate most in life, most with a capital M, most in life, is Foo Fighters. So if
Music in the House in Quebec is the most. Is this a verb? Foo Fightery. Ween of all the weens. Foo Fightery. Wow.
That's absolute garbage of a sentence. Sorry, but I'm completely appalled by that sentence.
When you've got Jose cracking on your grammar, you've got problems. I just got to say it.
Just in general, I'm appalled.
I can't believe how many people care about Ween.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, hang on. Stunty brings a good point. He says next week's topic statistically should be RSD connected contractually. I mean, Stunty, if you knew the show notes, I mean, we do have one in the holster. We're keeping the powder dry for another RSD topic. Trying to space it out, but you're right. You're onto us. The jig is up. You're onto us.
By the way, I think it's very yesterday or the day before I was looking for a record. No, it was the day that Chris said that he needed a record, and I looked it up quickly and I found a copy. I thought it was very funny how nowadays there is stores that have the record store day section on their website for titles, but I was at a store that they had 2018 exclusive still in stock, and it really depressed me, to be honest.
Yeah, thanks for that help, Jose.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? It's just like there are stores that have that shit forever. Nobody's gonna buy that crap. 2018 Record Store Day exclusives.
You never know. Well, guys, I got a leftover. I got a leftover topic. So we were talking before about is record collecting getting too expensive for new collectors? I wish it would have stayed up. But here's a question, because I think I ask myself this sometimes, probably too much lately. When is it okay to overpay? When is it okay to overpay? Now, we're not trying to police your spending. People should spend their money how they want to spend it. No judgment here. But Arnaldo, as the highest paid member contractually of the Surface Noise crew, do you ever ask yourself, because you've got that Vegas luck lately? You're just collecting up Radiohead. What was the one? Oasis,
Nirvana.
I mean, it's old hat, but even when you're getting such great scores, do you ever find yourself saying it's okay to overpay or no?
Well, let's analyze the word overpay. Overpay because it's more than what the latest copies have sold for on eBay or Discogs?
Sure.
Or,
Whatever your temperature check of choice is, because I think we all have a habit, especially of more expensive records. At least we do a reality check, whether it's eBay, whether it's
right,
Discogs, what have you.
It's only in one case it's okay to overpay. That you've never seen that record in the last 5 years or ever.
Ooh. So what you're saying is it's I like to call the Mike Wolf postulate. You remember Mike Wolf from American Pickers?
Nope.
Arnaldo, you're not a Frank Fritz kind of guy?
No, what's that? What's American Pickers?
Oh gosh, I've given you a weekend assignment.
What? How do you
seen American
know?
Pickers?
I even know that. You know
what is it?
Channel. What is this?
Joel's just going to drop off. He just can't believe what he's
saying.
What is
it? What channel is it on?
TV show.
It started on the History Channel, but now I think they even have their own channel now. Like they do this rerun city kind of thing.
Well, they threw that guy under the bus.
What are they picking?
Well, so here's the backdrop. Basically, your antiquers, professional antiquers, they go to farms, they go to anywhere and everywhere searching for rusty gold, patina, the gas lamps, the street signs, all that kind of stuff, right? Because originally Mike he still has a store in Iowa, but then he expanded to Nashville. Point being is his line is the time to buy it. If you've never seen it before, that's the time to buy it.
Right.
Because there's a reason you probably haven't seen it before. You may see it again, but like we talk about all the time, or Brandon, Mr. Hall of Fame, says it's money on the shelf if you decide to get off of it. So I always refer to that as the Mike Wolf postulate. But yes, Jose is right. Poor Frank Fritz, they hung him out to dry on that one.
And it's interesting. I overheard a conversation at a record store last week, and it was the guy who was pricing the records. So he worked at the store. So he looks up the value of the records and accordingly prices them. And I overheard him talking about a record that he never comes around it. But it's not an expensive record. He said it was, I didn't remember what record. He's like, oh, it's like a $10, $20 record, but I never see it. So that, like I said, are you overpaying if it's an expensive record and you never come across it?
Yes.
Because if you never come across it, to use your analogy, it could be also a cheapo.
It could be. Here's a good example. So Kendall, friend of the show, I don't think he's watching anymore. He goes to bed pretty early. He's collecting the records from the band Dust. I think Marky Ramone was the drummer in Dust, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, in the Midwest, we see him all the time. I do. So when he told me his pursuit, I'm like, oh, yeah, like these things are common. So I gave him one of my locals' website, and he was very happy, found it on there. I got it from her, et cetera, et cetera. But I think the regionality kind of comes into this too, because what's common here is not very common where he is or you are or all that kind of stuff. So to that point, yeah, rareness or uncommonness, to borrow that phrase the record store guy did, doesn't necessarily always equate to being expensive.
I think there's
Right, but to overpay, I would consider it only if I never seen it and it's slightly more than what it should go for.
What about condition? Jason, I'll throw this one to you. What about condition? What if it's a record that maybe you already have or you don't need, because you don't need a lot of records at this point, but the condition is like cherry. Like this thing it looks like it's been in a dark basement, untouched, no light, 50 years. Is that a reason to overpay for a record?
I don't know. I don't know. You know, for expensive records, come to WFMU. Watch Arnaldo text me. Watch me come to the table. Arnaldo will give me the price. And what do I ask Arnaldo? Arnaldo, what do I ask you?
Do you really want this record?
What else? The other question.
He interrogates you. You have to call Jason in to interrogate you, by the way. This is how he helps us.
Do you like this band?
Right. Do you love this band? Do you love this band? Do you really want this? Do you really need this record?
So
That's
I'm going
true.
to take that. I'm
And
going to
then
take
I
that.
end up not buying it.
That's kind of messed up, because when I call Jason over and I show him the record, he just slaps me and walks away. So you must be at a different level.
But can we put a little twist? Is it okay to overpay for the hype sticker?
Well, Arnaldo, I'm going to tell on myself. I think Arnaldo is going to be the only person that can appreciate this. So, you know, the Kiss solo records?
Yes.
The records where they each did one with their face and their own songs and such. So I'm
You
in
mean
the
Record
process.
Store Day exclusive of
No, not the Eric Carr, Sweat Filled, or the Bruce Bull Kick, whatever. No, these are the original, the core four, and they came with posters, specific posters. Okay, so this is one of my smaller pursuits. I've got 2 of the 4. So one of my locals threw up the Ace, which is my experience the hardest one to find. And I may have overpaid because I already have the record. Arnaldo, you're probably going to be disappointed. I may have paid 30 plus for a record I already have.
Oh, $30?
It was like 38. Let's call it 38.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad price, because the Ace record now is the most expensive one of the 4.
I ran myself through.
It goes around $40 now.
Okay,
but unless you have a sealed copy and it's coming from Human Head, in that case it will be. You guys saw it at WFMU. What was it? $200? The sealed Ace record.
Yeah, and
I think it was 200.
Concert Buddy, how much did I pay for my Ace at WFMU? You remember?
10.
Was it? Yeah, I was gonna say it was like $5, right?
Wow.
$5.
Did yours also have the order form?
No order. Well, I haven't picked it up yet. I ordered it. It's pending pickup. But I'll find out.
The poster and the order form.
See, I had to cut it off because then it's. I know it's going to be absurd. People listening to this are like, this guy's crazy already. I'm okay with just the poster. I don't need the order form. I can probably Xerox the order form if I really want to be that guy, but
no, it folds. It's got a flap it's got a pre-folded envelope flap. It's not just the
photo. And I'm getting shit for the Tone Poet Society pin. Are y'all fucking kidding me?
Yeah, well, that's where I am. Joel, where do you land on this one? Because again, we go from one extreme where you're being transparent and you want to get records into people's hands as cheap as you can, sustain your business, etc. But as a collector yourself, when is it okay to overpay?
When it's a Skinny Puppy record.
Oh, that's okay. Well, there it is.
Oh,
There it is.
man.
That's never the case. Never the case. No one's ever said that in their life.
I just
No.
did.
Yeah, no, that's what I said. No one ever said that before. I will say that I sometimes I trade a lot, so I over trade sometimes, like in the sense that for example, I just got a record that I thought I was never gonna own, and one guy had it. He knew that the last time it sold on Discogs was 2019, and it was like for $150 for a 7-inch. So it was like nearly impossible that I'm gonna find another copy of that. And I said, you know what? So I traded him 5 records for that one specific one, but I also didn't pay even close to those for those 5 for that one. So in his mind, he ripped the fuck out of me. He he destroyed me. I looked like an asshole, basically, a dumbass.
How much could you have gotten if you had sold them all?
Over $300, over $300
There you
at least, over 300 at least. But you know what? Like, and he was so happy. He was like, yeah, for sure. Let's trade it. Immediately when he traded that for me, he regretted it. He was like, oh man, like he's not gonna find another one. And then I found another copy because I reached out to the artist, one of the artists on the 7-inch, and they gave me a free copy. So so that was fun. But I think
you should go back to the guy.
Yeah.
Can I have back my 5 records?
No, I don't need them because I have multiple copies of that. So I didn't really need it, and 2 of them were from my label, so it's just like sold out stuff. But I've actually done something that I don't know if anybody here has done, because for example, I was going to show this record that I help Alex and Stunty get a copy. So this is
what is that one?
This is La Voz de la Flauta, Marilena Arispe. This is a flute record from Mexico, an incredible extended technique flute record. Anyways,
is it like Lizzo?
No, this is a real record. This is a real record. Not that bullshit. So anyways, that record, I think it had never been sold at that point, or it hadn't been sold for years. And there was one guy or 2 guys that had it for more than $150. And
poor Jose's being all serious. You guys are bringing up Lizzo. Come on now.
It doesn't even make funny to me. Funny Lizzo sucks dicks. Anyways, it just
Poor Jose.
So what I did was I proved to the seller that no one had ever sold the record for $150. And after like 2 months that he hadn't sold a copy, I told him again, hey, you're not going to sell that record. The last one sold for, I think it was like 40, 60 or $50, something like that. So he just sold it to me at the highest it's ever sold. And I was able to get 4 copies that way from different sellers. And last month it sold for $150 already. So finally some dumbass bought it for $150. So now
thank you, random.
So now I have my 2 copies, and I got Stunty and Alex a copy each. So and I have some fresh cassette copies of that.
How long is it going to take you to mail it to Stunty though?
He already has it, you dumbass.
But,
interesting.
So this is, maybe one day we'll have that sort of topic, but sometimes in the collecting world, you have stuff like this when it's like a cassette that sounds better than the vinyl, because the vinyl is like used vinyl, and this is directly from the master tape to a cassette master, so it sounded pretty good. But
I prefer my flautist on tape anyway.
Yeah, tape is the only medium for flautists, if you ask me. But what am I know?
Well, I know I'm not gonna get a serious out of anybody here talking about real music. Fucking XTC lovers here, but you know.
Come on, Jose. It was the
Come on
perfect joke. Come on.
Ronaldo.
No, I didn't
mean,
find it funny. It's just the Lisa record. I don't even know what the fuck she sings.
Exactly. That's why it's funny.
Exactly. It's funny because she plays the flute.
Maybe Ron Burgundy. That would be funny for me.
Yes. So
But,
a couple comments from the gallery on this one. Elliot's here. He says, I don't overpay on purpose. I have overpaid on accident, though. Just had it in my mind that it was worth more than it actually was. Well, that's not good. Mr. Stickermania Frank is here. He overpays when it is the best sounding vinyl pressing for a Beatles album that exists in the world. It's all about the music for me.
The mono.
Gabby's, there you go. And Gabby says it's only okay to overpay if I give up on the hunt, which I think happens sometimes. You just get tired of looking or tired of finding beat up copies. And
well, I think everyone here must have overpaid for like $1 record they found in mint condition, and you pay like $10-$20.
Correction, mint as fuck condition. Mint as fuck is the.
Because I've had, I mean, you know, these incredible string band records I have, you know. But you know, I think if you've never seen it and it's never sold, like for example, I'm trying to buy a cassette, and the last one it sold on Discogs was 2007. I hadn't never even seen that last sold that was like so old. So 2007. I'm trying to get a cassette from 2000, and there's another version of that cassette from Poland, and it says $77. So you know, it's like how do you? Because I don't know what anyone here does or what Joel does with his records, but if you get a record, if you get a record that's expensive and the last one sold at a price on Discogs, are you pricing it based on that last sold? Because I think it's a little bullshit in the sense that that Discogs should be like the mark be all to like the real world.
The Discogs
we live in a world where that's what used record store owners base their prices on.
Some
the
of them.
Discographication of the hobby is complete. Yes.
But here's the thing, though, like it's a double-edged sword, right? Because when people come and they sell collections to a store, what do they expect, right? They always come and they say, "Well, I put all my collection in Discogs, and I see what it goes for. So I want you to pay me around the Discogs median."
No,
and you have to go and explain to them that, okay, I can't do that, right? Like if I'm trying to sell it at the median, I can't be giving you the median, right? So it becomes this circular logic thing where like it's just like nobody wants to give an inch, right? Everyone wants the max when they sell, everyone wants the lowest when they buy, and what the hell are you gonna do? You know?
That's true. That's true. I can't believe XTC is taking some. I mean, Jose's just going out swinging. Lizzo triggered him. And now XTC is apparently I
try with XTC. It sounded like 10cc if they were bad.
I mean, Stunty is keeping it real. He says XTC has one great song, Jose, which is more than most bands.
Well, I like one that's Dear God, but all the other songs doesn't even sound like that. So you know, they didn't do it for me. Hey man, there's some bands doesn't do it for you. You know. Love and Rockets, probably one of the worst shits I've ever heard. And
what?
Offspring of one of my favorite bands. So you know.
Wait, so you love Offspring, but don't love it?
No, you dumbass. An Offspring of Bauhaus. Love and Rockets.
Yeah, Jose.
I don't like Love and Rockets.
Way to go. Never make fun of a flautist in front of Jose again, guys. I blame those New York guys. They really just ruined it.
But hold on. You guys are the ones that were making fun of him. Yeah, Jose's on his like fourth or fifth dumbass comment.
Well, he knows I love XTC. And I'm not even going to argue that because it's like it's a lost cause with him. So I'm not even.
Just remember who got you the ween, Jose. I'll mark that shit up on you.
I haven't even said anything to you. You haven't even said anything, Chris. You're on the good side right now.
Okay, thank you.
But I would, Joel, I would never be caught dead listening to The Offspring if that's what you were suggesting.
Oh no!
I'm trying to follow what you were saying.
Noodles, turn the show off now. This guy's coming at you. I just can't believe this.
I have.
We should do a music-based roast.
I have the covers of Offspring like burned in my memory because I used to go to CD store when I was a kid, and the guy that worked there, he really liked that crap, and he had like stickers like everywhere. He played a bass with a sticker, and it was really bizarre. I saw him play.
Dexter Holland taking shots now from Jose. I mean, Jose is just you hate to see
fired
it.
up.
It's
fired up.
I know.
Fired up. I can appreciate the passion, but I mean, when a powerful band I think they're from the Bay Area, aren't they? They're from California.
I only know one.
Sacramento.
Song.
I think they're from Northern California, if I'm not mistaken.
You know what, Chance? I'll give you this. The only song that I know by them, it has.
Don't say "Pretty Fly" for a white guy. Don't say "Pretty Fly."
No, it's not that. It's the one they have like the Jamaican drum. Why don't you get a job or whatever the song?
Oh, why don't you get a job? Yes,
that's the only song I know by them, and I for whatever reason, there's a song on the last ever Marcy's Playground record that also has that. And for whatever reason, I remember somebody suggesting me listening to that.
Oh, hang on. We got a special request. Elliot, ask Joel if he can answer my question. Let me find it. Hang on, Elliot. This is not exactly how we run the proceedings, but I'm happy to help. This is a business question. Joel, what do you pay for a collection? 30% of retail?
I'm going to say so. Here's the thing.
Joel overpays for collection.
Oh no,
That's
Joel, you got to give a Pam Bondi response. You know, wages are up.
The Dow is 50,000%.
The Dow is at an all-time high, Elliot. You don't want to know this. Like, why aren't we talking about the Dow Jones Industrial Average?
The Dow is the highest it's ever been. By the way, can we give a word for the creepiest comment of the day? Who wrote it? Wanky. What is it? Wonky sensitive. Says, can you highlight it, please?
Hang on, there's so many.
Before Eddie saying I'm guns a blazing. Can you
hang on? There's so much going on. This one, XTC.
Before Eddie said it's a 10:02 p.m.
Timestamp it. Thank you. That helps. Yeah. All right, so I'm. Oh my goodness.
You gotta adjust it for times different. Oh, there you go.
This one.
Yes, the Offspring lead singer Dexter daughter lives in Austin. That's amazing. Do you know that?
Well, I mean, Jose, we were going to invite her to hang with us at the Austin Record Show, but now that's ruined. Thanks. Ruined.
You're going to have to get a new a job, you know.
I'm going to have to get a job, and I'm just a sucker with no self-esteem. You've got to have heard Self-Esteem.
No, I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even know a single song by like Sum 41 or like Simple Plan. Well, maybe Simple Plan. I know the song, but it's like it's just bands I know their names.
This is getting off the rails quick, guys. Stunty says, "Is it possible that the Offspring just got the most attention they got in years in this very chat tonight?"
No,
wow.
You know what?
Monty, it's a thing, right? Like Kid Rock, Offspring, like
whoa. Let's not listen. This isn't ketchup and mustard, guys. Come on. This is let's keep them out the way.
You know what? I probably know more Bowling for Burgers, from Bowling for Soup. A song.
Bowling for Soup, they had one song.
I probably know more because I had a teacher. I had a teacher when
digging
I was
yourself
on that one.
I want to hear Joel's answer to the collection thing because we've debated this quite a bit, right?
You know the 2020 elections were stolen.
Oh no!
Did you know
by Lizzo? By Lizzo.
All-time high. The Dow is. You know what? Funny enough, and this is 100% true. There's a Epstein file website called JWorld or whatever it's called, jmail.world.
Oh man, this is getting
And
sideways.
wait. And you can search out audio file on the thing, and it comes a bunch of things. And so there was this guy that wrote like when Oscar Peterson died or some shit like that. He wrote like Jeffrey like a bunch of like you have to listen to these records. So I thought that was funny.
So what you're saying is,
he was an audiophile.
Was taking audiophile advice in
Yes.
the Epstein files. Okay. Well,
Yes, you can look up his like Amazon purchases, and he has like Beatles shit and audiophile gear. So when your friend says, "I like audiophile stuff," ask them how the DAO is going on. That's what I'm like.
That's usually how I get myself out of any pickle of a conversation. Groove Seekers, we're winding it down, or just Seeker. We've now shortened it. It's just like the Seattle Supersonics became the Sonics. Now it's just Seeker. Seeker, what's the bong count? What's our final bong count tonight? Let me hit you with the. Hang on, I gotta hit you with the sound effect. Here it comes.
Oh, 6.
Oh, that's
6.
That's it.
Hold on, but he more than made up for it with calling me a dumbass like 10 times.
Wait. What do you say, dumbass? Hey, by the way, Chance, nobody saw the video I sent to the group chat of Neil Diamond creeping up on some old lady, and I'm very, very angry about it. But I didn't know that he kisses old ladies that he shows.
Oh, listen, it's not just Neil, it's Tom Jones. It's part of the shtick, man. Like you got it. These guys were always.
But she looks like her
lazy,
husband
man.
was like in the back seat, just like waiting to get plowed.
Cuck City. Somebody's got to be a cuck. Somebody's got to hold the camera, Jose. That's how it goes.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
That's the last Neil fan we had on the program. Glad you could check in. All right, well, guys, what a great way to end it. I don't know how we can come back from such a powerful presentation. We're going to try next week. Thank you, everybody. Hit that like button if you haven't already. It helps. It helps. It feeds the need to succeed. But guys, Joel, thanks for joining. I know you guys are saving all the good stuff for Vinyl Social Club on Monday. I already saw you're throwing the teas. You're getting the hang of this YouTube thing, and you're already saying that you're saving you're going to spill some real tea on Monday. So I appreciate that.
I don't know why they want to know how much I'm paying for collections. Like, we probably won't talk about it. It's a complicated question. So I can't.
Serious question. Do you look up Discogs and do a math there, or do you just eyeball it?
Do you use the Rock and Robin?
No, because if you eyeball it and you're like, well, it's $20 per record, and then you get like a bunch of sealed tripods there. You know,
I will say this: I don't use the Discogs median. I use Discogs just to see if something's crazy, right? So I'm not looking up every title.
And have you gotten anything crazy?
Well, like if something like, I'll give you a good example. Like a young lady brought in like her entire Taylor Swift collection. She was like done with it. I don't really know what those go for personally, but if I hadn't looked any of them up, I would have known that the Reputation picture disc was going for like a little over 100 or whatever. I wouldn't have known. I would have just thought it was like a $20 record.
You want the orange Reputation? I'm just telling you.
Well, she didn't have that. She didn't have the orange one.
Last time I was at the Austin Fair, Joel, I'm a dumbass here. A dumbass here had a 7-inch by Taylor Swift up for sale, and I paid $20 for it, and it paid for the whole trip I was there in Austin. I didn't, so that was nice. So you always
that's why I use it. You know what I mean? I just use it for.
Yeah. All right, boys. We're gonna see you next week. Be safe. Don't forget to clean your plate like Father Lasagna always instructs us to do. And we'll see you next week on Surface Noise. Later.
Gizzards for everyone.